Good evening and welcome to Sweet Sunday. I'm Nancy Dodge from YB Stamp. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. And on the second Sunday each month at 7 p.m. Eastern, I go live and use a specific suite. So for the next several months, I'm using the Bloom Boutique suite. Say that 10 times fast. Anyway, I had a chance to gather my supplies. I hope you gathered yours. Here are the items from the Bloom Boutique suite, the beautiful designer series paper, and it has like a copper metallic detail to it. The scalloped blooms, dies, and stamps, and the boutique blossoms, dies, and stamps, some scalloped boxes, and the in color 2026-2028 in color butterfly gems. All right, here are the supplies I asked you to gather. The boutique blossoms, dies, scalloped bloom stamps, a card base that's 4 1/4 by 11. Now we're not using the DSP in this yet, so you can use any color cardstock you want basically. A coordinating cardstock 4 by 5 1/4, white cardstock 5 inches by 3 3/4, cut 2 of those, and then scrap cardstock. Now I said approximate sizes because as you'll see with mine, I'm using like 3 scraps for one of the colors. So dark green, we need about 5 1/2 by 2, light green 6 by 1 1/4, dark flower, so flowers any colors you want, 2 inches by 2 inches, a light flower 2 inches by 3 inches, light color for smaller flowers about 1 1/4 by 3 1/4 inches, coordinating ink, mini dimensionals, Stampin' Seal, multi-purpose glue, and embellishments of choice. All right, let's see. Let's get on to the card. So here's the card that we're doing tonight. It's layered, lots of layers, with the 3 different size blooms and the different leaves, a sentiment, some embellishments, and then I also have the die cuts on the inside, so this stands up. I thought it was just a nice addition to this card. All right, let's get started. I'm going to put that aside. So the first thing I want to do, pull out all my supplies without dropping them, is I'm going to use my stamp cut, my trimmer here, and I'm going to score my 11 by 4 1/4 cardstock at 2 3/4. Make sure you only use the score blade, and 5 1/2. All right, that's all we need the trimmer for. I'm just going to quickly score this and burnish it and then set it aside. Make sure my pieces are even. And then we're folding this back so that at the halfway mark here, at the 2 3/4, make sure it's even with your end and burnish it. Stick it aside. All right, the next thing we're going to do is take one of the 4 by 5 1/4 inch pieces, and I learned this, I'll tell you why, this next step that we're doing, because I did all this beautiful work and then I said to myself, oh, where am I going to put my sentiment? So I had to come up with a little sentiment, and I had originally wanted happy birthday, but I couldn't do that because I used up all the area. So tonight, I'm going to stamp it first. my top right hand corner. Doesn't need to be straight, can be crooked, however you decide you want it. But that's the only thing we're using the ink for. Okay, the next part, we're going to, I can stick that aside for now. We're going to die cut. So I have my little mini stamp cut and emboss with me this evening. One, so you can see it, and two, because the big one is in my car from a function I had last week. I haven't taken it out yet. All right, we're taking the dies from the Boutique Blossoms dies, and I want anything that's solid. So here's a flower, a leaf, another leaf, another leaf, another leaf, a flower, a sprig, and another flower. So see, everything that has an outline I'm not using. Okay, then we're going to start cutting flowers. So the dark flower, I'm using Blackberry Bliss. So I'm going to use the largest die. Oops, nope. Yeah, the largest die. I just have a bigger piece because it's a scrap. It threw me all off. Now, for those of you that use the mini, you know to kind of sandwich these funny. Don't put them even. You'll struggle to get it to go through. How do I know that? Because I've struggled too many times. If my camera shakes, I'm sorry. Okay. So there's my first one. Flower. And then my lighter color, I'm going to cut two of those. So you can cut these at your leisure. You could just watch as I do this, but I purposely did not cut everything because I wanted you to have the time to cut along with me. So these are all scraps that I had in my bin. Do you have a bin like that? Full of scraps, all different sizes and colors, but you know, I use it all the time. All the time. All right. And then my accenting color, I'm using the Fresh Freesia and this little flower. And we're cutting 3 of these. 2 for the cover and 1 for the inside. Do any of you have a Fitbit tracker? Do you ever track your steps, well, quote, steps, when you use your machine? Because, you know, as you're cranking it, I'm cranking it with my left arm, and that's where my Fitbit is. So, guess what? Someday I should just track it at the beginning and then track it at the end and see what the difference is. I don't think I've done that before. That would be kind of fun, huh? Nope, I did that too far. As you can see, I have a crack in my plate here. So it's not cooperating. Flip it. Oh, come on. I'll turn it around. See if that helps. If it don't first succeed, try again, right? There we go. Alright, so I have my 3 small flowers. Then next we're going to do the sprigs. So here, see, I have a whole bunch of smaller scraps. So I want to do 2 smooth leaf sprigs. So that's these. Let's see if I can get it on the same piece. That would be nice, right? But the scraps really come in handy. Hey, Debbie. Thanks for joining me. We're cutting the pieces to make this card using the Boutique Bloom products. And right now we're cutting the large, smooth leaf sprigs. Have you played with this suite yet? I've done it with several things, and I really like it because there's so much versatility to it. Thank you. Okay. I need to separate all my pieces. It's harder to get it off when I have that much wear and tear, but you know what? It's well loved, right? Okay. And 3 small smooth, which are these. So let's use, will it fit on here? Ooh, it will. See, use your scraps. It's a great way to use scraps. Not yet. Going to use it for your retreat. Ah, Debbie's having a retreat in October. I don't know if she has any openings left. She'll have to let us know. But it's in person in Anniston, Alabama. And I hope it goes well. Yep, I'll give you as many ideas as I can. I'll send you the PDF on this if you'd like. Just let me know. One more. Did I say 3? 3 to 4. I think I used 3. So many different pieces. Once I sat down and I cut all the pieces that I want. Of course I had too many, but better too many than not enough, right? All right, now we need the light. I have a whole piece here. So we're going to be cutting the textured ones, and I want 3 of these, 3 of these, 2 of these, and 3 of those. So let's see. I should probably cut it. Just gonna use my snip so I have a smaller piece of cardstock. All right. Get my top plate. Cut and all, but it works. It still works. Until it's just broken completely, I'm going to keep using it. Crafters are thrifty, right? So we need to stick together. All right. Gently peel these off with my nail. Do this again. 1, 2, 3. Let's put this over here. Trying to get it all out of the same piece. I think I could do it. It's kind of like a game, isn't it? See how many die cuts you can get out of one scrap? Yes, this plate is very loved. But it works. It works. So we continue to use it until it reaches its demise. All right. Let's see. I have one left, 3 textured small, and one of these. All right. I'm going to use my little pick tool to get this out because it's being stubborn. And then we're going to cut the last 2 pieces, and then we can start assembling. I left my pick tool out just in case it's stubborn again, because the likelihood of it is very high. All right, I put my machine away. Oh, nope, it didn't. It came out. Oh, here we go. All right. Put the cap on there. All righty. Now, we're going to pull out the larger flowers, the 3 larger flowers, and flip them over and get our dimensionals that Nancy lost already. Even though, oh, here they are. Right in front of me. Now I'm going to put 3 on the large ones and 2 on the, well, I guess I could put 3 on all of them, but just put them more towards the center. No, I'm just going to put 2 on these because that's what I did before. Now I know it doesn't quite make sense, but it will in a minute. Then we're going to take our stamped piece. How many steps do you get on your Fitbit when cranking? I know. I was just thinking that. Okay, so we're going to take these, flip them over. You can assemble them however you want. I'm going to do mine like this. So I'm going to peel these off. I know you're thinking, gee, well, you got to tuck those other pieces in. But you know what? I am going to tuck them in. That's why I only put just a few dimensionals on the back. All right. I'm going to tuck this under. Pull these off. Put them on the floor with the rest. Well, that's where they end up. And then, guess like this. All right. So there's our initial sticking. Then I want you to take your pieces and, as my friend Michelle says, audition them to where you want them to go. And this can stick off the side a little bit because it's going to be about 1/4 of an inch beyond. Now we want, for our inside here, we have 2 smooth pieces and a smooth flower. So I'm going to take 2 smooth pieces and a flower and stick them aside so that I don't accidentally incorporate them into the front. All right, let's see. So I just want you to experiment and say, gee, where do I want these to go? Move it around as you see fit. I'm trying to put the larger leaves first. And then just kind of stick the single leaves in here and there. And I got these little leaves here. We could stick here. Audition. Yeah, that's a Michelle word. Yep. Let's see. One more. I guess over here. So just kind of audition how you want them. I don't know, maybe I want this down here, this bigger one. Like that. Okay, then I want you to take your multi-purpose glue, but I put it in this cute little container and I store it upside down in this little holder my son-in-law and his business partner made for me. I do have these for sale on my website, YB Stamp, on my little store. And I'm not going to add glue to everything. And if you prefer any of these to stick up, you can use the little mini dimensionals. But see how little glue I can get out with this? That's why I use these. All right, I'm going to stick that in. And I'm going to stick this one in. Because it really doesn't take a lot of glue for this to stick. I really like the multi-purpose glue because it's good and sticky. But see how I can stick that underneath the flowers? I hear my husband coming home. He went swimming. All right, let's see. We'll do that like that. Get some of these in there. It's been like 90 and humid here this week. So he's been going quite often. He got a senior pass at the Mass state parks. So he can go anytime and park. Let's see. Just keep gluing. I know that's the hardest part, is gluing. But it looks great when you're done, so it's worth it. And I try not to get, if you can see all the little pieces there, I try not to put the glue where the little slits are. Because I don't want it to come through. It makes a sticky mess. Let's see. Maybe I'll do this side. Of course, I've moved everything around from where I wanted it originally, right? Oh well, that's okay. It'll look great however it goes down, and whoever gets it is going to be thrilled. I just put together a bunch of cards to donate for a cause. Hey, Michelle, were your ears ringing? I was just talking about auditioning all the pieces like my friend Michelle says. And then there you are, you come on. So it's starting to transform. Like I said, if you want to put little dimensionals under any of these, feel free to do so. Experiment. See how you like it. Let's see. I know I have too many flowers, but that's all right. I mean, too many leaves. I got them all in last time. But I'm using different colors. Decided to be a little different. All right, then we have these. Now you could use dimensionals or glue them flat, whichever you decide. So I'll get my little mini dimensionals out again. Oops. Uh-oh, I know what I did. I did exactly what I didn't want to do. Remember I had pieces set aside over here? I used them. Silly girl. That's why there were too many pieces. All right, you can also like curl these up if you want. Just a little, give it a little texture. I can't believe I did. Well, I can believe I did that. I got chit-chatting too much. Yep, that's it, Deb. Let's see. I think I'll put it down here. All right. So that's it for that. And because my psyche is bothering me, I'm going to quickly cut 2 of these. Luckily, my little mini stamp cut and emboss machine hasn't gone far. Oh well. Just quickly cut them. Don't sweat it. If it has too many, it has too many. Whoever gets that card isn't going to say, oh, I don't want this card. There are too many leaves on it. All right. Oh, I put my stamp cut and emboss away, so just quick use my snips. Pop that out. Again, these are scraps. Use the scraps you've got. That's why I said approximate size in the directions. They will love it, Deb. They will love it. All right. Now we'll put this aside. Pop this out. All righty. So these are all going to have mini dimensionals on them. Now I'm going to pull out my silicone mat, and I flip these over, and I want to make this as straight across as I can this way. With the leaves, let's see. How did I do this? This is what we're doing. Okay, this is what I did. So I'm going to put just a touch of glue on the backs of each of those and make this straight across as possible. Like that. So see, there's a straight edge right here. Then I'm going to take my little mini dimensionals and probably overdo it with them, but I want to make sure it stays. So I'm going to put 3 on the leaves and 1 on the flower. I'm going to push that aside. I'm going to pull this out, and I have my 4 inch by 5 1/4, and I'm going to take and put that on here. And I have another piece that same size, and this is going on the inside. I'm going to put the inside one on first. Get out my Stampin' Seal. I do have a PDF of this if anybody would like it. Please comment that you want me to email it to, or text it to you, or message it to you. All right. Then I'm going to put this on here. But because this is textured already, but I didn't want to put that on, this one on first. I'm just going to put this around the center. And I'm going to put, I don't usually put an extra piece through the middle, but this is a little heavier. And then I'll center this like so. Then we want, what did I do? I don't know what I did. What did I do? Oh, I folded this wrong. This goes this way. That's why. That's why it looked funny. Okay, we're going to put Stampin' Seal or adhesive on this piece. Deb says yes. And I'm just going to, it's like a 1/4 of an inch on the sides. So I'm going to go right along the crease. Just make sure you leave edge around and then a little bit on the middle. And then I'm going to center this. I could have put it on the back, but I'm always afraid that I'm going to accidentally stick it to right here. So now this pops up. Then we're going to take our little mechanism that we made here for the inside. Oops. So the downfall to doing this with a large group is you'll have to have more than one stamp, cut, and emboss machine. However, it's a good way to get rid of all your scraps. Okay, so this is the flush piece, I think. Yep. So it's about 1/3 of the way from the top, I think, and centered. So that it'll go like this. And then just push your little pieces down. So now it holds like that when you stand it up. No, I don't want to pre-cut all that. I'd make people cut it out because there's so many pieces. I suppose you could pre-cut some, but it's good for them. All right. Now, embellish. I have had some. They're just, oh, here they are. They're buried by the other card. So I used the little butterflies that went with the crisp cantaloupe here. But I thought I would put some more sparkle here. So I'm going to use, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put these little sparkles inside these little flowers. How's that sound? Get it centered before I push it down. And then I'll put one up here. Now, I don't know if you can tell on this one or not, but I put Wink of Stella in the little creases. I don't know if you can see it or not. Okay, so that's our card for tonight. Very similar. Very similar. All right, just a couple of quickie announcements. Anybody that places a $50 order or more through my online store, I have a free PDF to send you. One is a video and the other 2 are written. Product of the month is new now. Well, I guess we're 9 days into it, but the DSP is just beautiful and I can't wait to get mine. It should be here Tuesday. Stampin' Up! Also has a sale, 15% off certain cardstocks and DSP. All right. Thank you very much for joining me. I will see you again next Sunday, same time, 7 p.m. Eastern. Until then, happy stamping.